Hey guys, it's Josh here with On the Wrong Lead. I have a nice fresh cup of coffee. Um, Woke up this morning after doing our video last night, and thought that I had another idea for a quick little fast five, a little um, frequently asked question we get from a lot of people, especially new to the Discord. Asking what kind of wager should I bet? What should be my starting point? Um, and the short answer is the win bet. Um, I know there was a lot of people will say, "Hey, you should maybe try the show wager," because you cash more tickets or something like that. But I'm gonna kind of walk through real quick why I think the win bet is just a much better value, and I think it just helps teach you um, more that will be useful later. Um, so let's kind of jump right into it. So I just I made like a hypothetical situation, right, where we have three races, 8 horses in each race, which is pretty typical. We in the U.S. we tend to have some horse races that can run with this view is like 4 or 5 horses, or we get 14 horse fields and turf all the time, and the Derby runs with 20 horses. So um, this is a fairly typical situation. It's not always going to be 8 horses, but I figured, hey, let's just start with something simple. Um, so one of the reasons why I think that starting with the win bet's the best is, all right, we're only looking at one race. We got 8 different options, right? So there's only 8 possible choices. Um, Now, in a perfect world, if all the horses had the same chance to win, that means you're going to be at about a 12.5% strike rate. Obviously, that's not the case because handicapping is the entire process of trying to figure out which horse is going to win. Um, so we obviously want to aim for a better strike rate than that on the win bet, but it just kind of shows you that you only have that set of combinations to worry about. um, I did some math down here just to kind of look at our hypothetical situation. In exacta, there's 56 different exacta combinations, right? Trifecta, there's 336 possible trifecta combinations, and the super, 1680 possible combinations. So if you wanted to cover every single exacta, it'd be a $56 bet. Every single try, 100, whatever. So you kind of get the point here. So why am I mentioning that? Um, because you have to think of the likelihood of you hitting these bets. When there's more combinations, the likelihood of you hitting the bet obviously goes down exponentially. And even with horizontal wagers, we look at a daily double, 8x8, there's 64 different combinations. And in a pick three, 8x8x8, there's 512. In theory, a pick three is probably harder to hit than a try. In theory. Now, with the process of handicapping and us actually going through each race and being able to find, hey, I think this horse has got a, 50% chance to win this race, and so I'm gonna focus on this horse. Structuring wagering and really kind of fine tuning your handicapping. that's that takes a while to develop, but just keep this in mind when you're sitting there and you're like, man, I haven't hit a try in a week. I've played like 20 tries. Like, okay, like you really have to have had some races really nailed down and some places really nailed down in order to be able to hit a trifecta or a super consistently. So, I mean, just looking at this, like in my mind, outside of the win bet, where you have 8 possible combinations, the other 2 places I would start if you're looking to try to maybe get a little bit more value is the exacta and the double. I think the double makes more sense because you're just picking 2 winners, whereas the exacta, you're picking first and second. And once you start picking horses in different places, you're picking the winner, and then you're picking the horse that's going to finish behind the winner, there's lots more combinations that happen in trying to figure out who might finish second or who might finish third, which kind of goes back to our whole win, place, and show example. Yesterday at Belmont, there was a Ward first timer. It was the other Ward. He paid 9-1 to win, almost 9-1, and it was his horse Wink. So we got a nice 1980 to win off this horse. I really like the horse. I know Caleb liked the horse, but he didn't bet it for some reason. But the favorite did not finish on the board. Look at these payouts. The place payout, $850. It's less than half of the win bet. And the show payout, $470, is about a quarter of the win bet. So think about that. The favorite didn't finish on the board, and you got a couple of nice prices in there, and you're only profiting $2.70 on your show wager when almost the best case scenario happened. Mind you, this was a 7-horse field. So I tried to find a field that was similar to what we were looking at. This was a 7-horse field. So in the bigger field, the show payout would probably be a little better. But look at this win payout. You only have, if you are right twice as much that this horse wins than he shows, I mean, you're way ahead on the value. And I mean, this happens all the time. So forget the show wagering. The show wager, I really only advocate for show wagering when you're doing a horse across the board, because the horse is like 50-1 and you really like it. Because sometimes when that happens, all right, you'll make we're talking base wager here, you make a $6 win play or a $2 win play show bet, which is a $6 wager, and the horse pays $15, $18 to show. Okay, you didn't make the big scoop, the big bang, but you at least over doubled your money, and you left yourself an opportunity to make more if that horse finishes second or first. But when it comes just to straight betting, unless that horse is like 50-1 or more, or maybe 40-1 or more, I mean, the place and show payouts are usually not worth it to go for it. So the win payout, I think, is just the most efficient beginner wager. It's the easiest to understand. Hey, which horse is going to win? And I just think it's the best place to start. Follow that up with a double, and then once you get a little bit more idea on how pace works, maybe you can start doing some exactas. As always, if you guys got any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter. We're at wrong_lead, and we'll be in the Discord. So see ya.